There you go, Annie. Trying to play some music, mate. Train 16 coaches long, got my baby on. Well, bring her on home. Well, bring her on home. Well, bring her on home. Well, bring her on in the station. The harmonica. It's taken me all around the world and back to here again, at the old farmhouse. This is an old shed with old horse bits and pieces in it. It's on the farm. And I come here sometimes just to get away from the world. Today I've come here to tell you a story. Now, I told a story a while ago about stealing grapes, and I said in that story that from that day onwards I learned a lesson when I got caught and what happened to me, that I'll put that story below just so you know what I'm talking about if you haven't seen it. But I said I never ever stole from that day onwards. That's not 100% true, because in this story I also stole. But as we get through the story you'll understand why. So before I can tell you the story, and it's a bloody good story, in fact out of all the stories I've got it's probably the best, I reckon. It's one that I'll hand down to my children. It's one of those stories that you don't change it. It stays exactly as it was the day it happened, because if you try and make it better you'll just stuff it up. Anyway, going back when I was a young man, 27 years of age, I've been working in a job for a while as a salesman. An okay job, but you know, day after day travelling around, and as a travelling salesman I started to think there's got to be more to life than this, eh? Now, the harmonica, this is where this comes in the story. The first time I ever played this thing was live to people was at Nurse Maud Rest Home in Christchurch. And they took me in the room there. It was my teacher that organised the gig, and there was all these elderly people around, some in Zimmer frames, some in wheelchairs, some with blankets over them. You know, people like your grandparents, or someone you know who's retired. They'll be sitting there just like we do as we get to the end of our life, and they all look like they're at the end of their life. They look pretty tired, and there wasn't a lot of life going on in that room. And I'm a little 12-year-old boy with my harmonica, so I started playing some of those old songs. What did I play? First song I played was you know how the rest goes. Oh, Susanna, so forth. Well, I noticed straight away that those elderly people started to come alive. They started like clap their hands. One guy in a wheelchair who I thought was crippled, he actually started tapping his foot, so clearly he was just sitting in a wheelchair. The whole room started to move, and then I pulled out more old songs, you know, when the Saints go marching in. I had a party going. Come up here, Pace, you're going to knock the camera over. You're going to knock it over. I know you don't knock it up here, but you're going to knock the camera over down there, mate. You knock everything over. So, that was a time in my life I realised music makes people happy. And I decided then that I wanted to play music. I could see people get happy. I know it doesn't make you happy when I play my music, mate, but most people do enjoy it. So anyway, as life went on, I soon became... I couldn't make a living out of music because I wasn't that good to start off with. And I was working in a job as a salesman. And I said to my boss one day, oh, I want to play music overseas. He said, you can't do that. Never let somebody say to you, you can't do that. Because that's the one defining moment when he said that I thought, can't I? Now, when someone says to me, you can't do something, that means bloody oath I can do it. Oh, that won't work. And I got a lot of negativity when I quit that job. But I ended up in Sweden and played a bit of music over there. It didn't go that well. And then I went to actually Finland, Iceland, a lot of countries, but I ended up in Germany. And I met this guy called Stuart on stage. And when he played music, man, it was awesome. Him and I became a duo. And later on, I became known as Spider. And that in itself is a whole story for another day, how I got that name. Yeah, you can go now, mate, but don't knock the camera over. Away you go. So anyway, I'm now Spider working on this Irish pub circuit in Germany. Because there's a lot of Irish pubs throughout Germany. Now, there was a guy called Shay O'Dwyer. He had an Irish pub on the island of Crete. And he sent me over there to play one time. and it was bloody awesome. Here I was, it's a tropical sort of paradise really in the summertime. I wouldn't say tropical, it's Mediterranean I guess you call it, but there's all these people from Ireland and England and Scotland and Wales and Germany and France, and they're all young, beautiful women, and here's me, an old dumb country boy from New Zealand there, like, and I was wearing this hat. See that? I forgot to mention this hat in the story. That there's where a rat in Bangkok chewed it out, but that's another story in itself. So anyway, I was wearing this hat, walking around. I must have looked like a bloody idiot. I fancied myself as a bit of a bluesman. You imagine me in like 32 degrees heat walking around with this bloody thing on, in a black top. I don't know what I was thinking. Back then, I guess I wanted to be a musician. I thought if I dressed like a musician, I could become a musician. And I turned out to be not a bad musician because I got a lot of work. But anyway, I was playing one night on stage in O'Dwyer's Irish pub, and there was this gorgeous girl right at the front called Verena, a German girl. I was just looking at her and like, oh man, way out of my league. But you know, you're away in another country, you're a likely lad, and you think, well, I'll just chance it. What have I got to lose? I'll ask her. Because other guys were looking at it, but they weren't asking her. So I went up to her, got all my courage together, and I said, as cool as I could, "There, g'day, how you going?" She was like, just looked me up and down, like, yeah, piss off. And I said, I noticed you're enjoying my music. Can I take you out on a date? She went, "Nine." And I said, "Have you got a boyfriend?" She goes, "Nine." And I said, "Oh, okay. No, that's fair enough. That's fair enough. Just thought I'd ask. Couldn't hurt by asking you." She goes, "Okay, juice, bye." And I said, "Okay, see you." I said, "Oh, one other thing too. My granddad used to say to me that no is always negotiable. So I'd like to negotiate this with you." She goes, "Negotiate?" And I said, "Yeah." I said, I don't want a date, but I'd like to buy you a really nice meal. There's a pizzeria down the end of the road, and they've got these pizzas to die for. I had one the night before, and they had swordfish chopped up on it." She goes, "I don't like fish." And I said, "But they've got these Hawaiian burgers, like they've got big bits of ham, and these massive big chunks of pineapple. They cut straight off the pineapple, and sweet and sour." And she goes, "Oh, I love Hawaiian burger." And I said, "I'll get you a Hawaiian burger tomorrow. I'll buy you one." She goes, "Okay, sweet, I'm in." I said, "Can I come and pick you up at your room?" She goes, 7 o'clock. Tells me where she is. So the next day, here I'm called Spider now, by the way. It's my new name over there. I'm performing under that name. And there's old Spider, like walking down the Esplanade. And Starlita is the name of the town. It's also called Starlos. And I'm walking down the Esplanade, and you can smell the tourist smells. You know what it's like. You got the bit of body odour from the fat ones. You got the suntan lotion from the ones that have been baking themselves all day. You got the perfumes. You got the cooking foods coming out, like you got the pizzerias, all the pizza smell coming on the street, the hot sun, people's cigarettes, booze, the place doing those little banana crepes they cook, pizza, everything's going on. It's this big mingle, there's music, people are dancing, some are high, sexy time, happy time. You know, it's like holiday mode, and I'm just cruising along there. A little bit nervous, a little bit excited. You know what it's like, lads, you can ask a girl out and she's out of your league, but you're kind of like, you're trying to think of all the tricks and all the things you can do just to get her. I'm walking along there thinking about nothing else. The next minute, bang, right in my lower spine, right down here. Oh man, I put my hand down here. It actually almost, well literally did drop me. I went down on my knees for a minute, and I pick out this bit of lead and I look at it, and straight away, being a country boy, I knew exactly what that was. I rolled it round and saw the embossed edges on the outside of what was a round caliber 177 air rifle pellet, and I thought, some fuckers just shot me, and I got really angry because I hate being shot. I looked around just in time to see this big skinhead, like a massive head and big man with like tattoos, and there was a big Irish flag hanging up. He was on a building that was on top of, well, upstairs, Irish pub below, another Irish pub, not the one I was playing in. And he just pulled back with the air rifle, and I realised two of his mates pulled back as well, so there was three of them up there. I ducked in under a stool so they didn't see me. I don't know what I was thinking. I was full of adrenaline, and I crawled back towards the building, went up the stairwell. I wasn't even thinking. I don't know what I was thinking, because there's three of them and one of me, but I thought, oh, I'm going to sort this shit out. And I got up to the room there. Now, there's a lot of Irish accents that I know. I've never been to Ireland, but I've worked in the Irish pubs. You got kind of like the Dublin accent. That's where they drop their T. If they're saying, "Are you all right?" they'll go, "Are you right, lad? Are you right? Oh, that's lovely, man. Oh, it's right there. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. You know, are you right?" So that's the kind of Dublin. Sounds a bit like that, not perfect. Then you got the kind of Wexford, Cork kind of accent where they kind of got that sing-song. How's it going there, boy? Oh, come on down to the pub later on, man. We'll be having a pint of Guinness. Oh, that's lovely. Potato. And then you've got the one that's like the Northern Irish accent, you know. The one where they do mean shit, like they've got the balaclava over there. It's like, get in the fucking car. These guys, they had the Dublin accent, I reckon. Because all I could hear was, get the foot one there, Seamus. Fucking smack her, man. Smack her in the fat arse. Look at the arse on her. It's like a working bullocks, man. Shoot that slot, man. Fucking shoot her hard. So they're loading up and they're shooting tourists. And then another guy, oh, that guy looks like a right cunt, man. Must knock him up, man. Pumps a fucking lead into his arse, man. They're loading up. There's 2 air rifles and there's one. And I just can't believe this. These guys are shooting people. Like, you know, it's completely illegal and it's dangerous. If you shoot somebody in the eye with an air rifle, you'll blind them. I mean, that's just... I was hyped up. I was full of adrenaline. And I wanted to get some blood. But I was way, you know, it wasn't going to happen. These guys would bloody kill me. So I'm sitting there, watching this go on. I'm looking through the doorway to their place. So through there's a room, and then they're out in the next room on the balcony. And every time they shoot someone, they duck in behind these big curtains that hang up. The whole building had these curtains hanging up. They duck back and they wait so they don't get caught. What they didn't realise is I'd caught them. I knew exactly where they were, and I was now like probably 20 feet away from them. So I'm thinking about a plan, a cunning plan where I can get them. And it all just unfolded beautifully. In the middle of the room was a table with their things on it, a packet of cigarettes, lots of booze, a pile of white powder, which wasn't flour or Ajax or ice, it was, you know, Charlie. Some cash in a pile that was about that thick, and 2 wallets. Now I was just looking at that cash and those 2 wallets, and I was making a story up in my head, thinking of what I could do here. One of the guys decided he'd go downstairs to get some more air rifle pellets. Now the guy that had the pub downstairs, he was the guy that supplied them with the firearms, or the air rifles, and he had more pellets, because I heard one of the guys say, fuck it, Seamus, I'll go downstairs and get some more, man. Hold on, let's wait there for a minute. And the 2 guys were loading up. As they were loading up, one thing I knew was every time they'd shoot somebody, their eyes were on the street. So the first guy loaded up to take his shot, and as he put it on the balcony, I shot into the room while the other guy was downstairs, grabbed just the cash, left the 2 wallets. There's a method to my madness here why I didn't steal the wallets. Straight in my pocket. I was running back towards the door, trying to be quiet, and the guy who'd gone downstairs to get the pellets had come back up faster than I expected. And I wasn't going to make it to the door. He'd gone down a separate stairway, not the one I'd gone down. He'd come up, and I could see the top of his head, and I quickly got behind one of those long curtains, wrapped it around myself, and stood next to the wall in the window. And he looked straight at me. Now I froze. You know, I was thinking my feet would be poking out the bottom. Can you see those? He looked straight at me. I could see him through that mesh. I'm thinking to myself, I'm brown bread here. But I didn't want to move and run for it, because if he hadn't seen me... It's a bit like, have you ever seen a rabbit in a paddock? A rabbit will freeze until you know it's seen its ass. If it runs, it will give itself away, so it will freeze. And when you get close enough, it realises it's been seen, then it'll go. That was me. I was like that rabbit. But he hadn't seen me. He was looking straight at me, but he hadn't seen me. He went back into the room, and it carried on. Tom, man! I can have a crack at that one there. Right, Seamus. Here, your turn, man. They're loading up, shooting more tourists. I quickly get my chance when 2 of them are lined up at one, and the other guy's watching. Their eyes are all on the street. And that's my chance to go back out behind the curtain and down the stairwell, and that's exactly what I did. Shot downstairs to the pub below, an Irish pub. There's a big, overweight Irishman at the bar who stunk of body odour, and he had a big black wife beater on. You know, there's those singlets. He's there at the bar, and he's like, come here, put you up there, you gotta knock my camera over, don't you? You can stay there, mate. Yes, you can. And he goes, what do you have, lad? I said, give us a pint of Guinness, please. Those days I used to smoke, put a cigarette in my mouth, crank it up. Big pint of Guinness, a really nice pint of Guinness, considering we're in the island of Crete. I drank the whole lot. I said, give us another one, mate. Sure. Now I've got in my pocket all these drachma, thousands of, like, you know, what would be like 2 or 3 weeks' wages to me, money, put it on the bar. I said, give us another one. I had like 3. By the time I was onto my 3rd one, and that's when the 3 boys all piled down the room. They all come down, and you should have heard it. Fucking Seamus, you've robbed me, you cunt. You fucking take my fucking cash, or it's fucking you, Tom. And Tom's like, I fucking haven't taken your fucking money. You're me mate. You fucking have, man. You fucking have. Why would somebody come into our fucking room, take my cash, leave your wallet and your fucking wallet? You think about that, man. That doesn't make fucking sense, does it? One of you cunts has fucking robbed my fucking money. I fucking want it back. I have worked my fucking arse off for that. That's my holiday pay, man. That is my fucking money. I fucking need that. Now, you fucking give it back to me, I fucking kill you. I fucking kill you, man. And he was really I'm at the bar drinking McGuinness. You're right there, lads. Fucking no, I'm not fucking right, says the guy's been stolen. I've been fucking robbed. I said, oh, it's not good. Who's robbed you? Me fucking mates are fucking robbing. One of these cunts are fucking taking my fucking cash, man. I said, did you guys rob him? The guy's, fuck off, do we fucking rob him? You can fuck off and all. I said, don't get all aggressive towards me. I'm just having a beer. Look, you guys are a bit overheated. I'll tell you what are you drinking? The guy's been robbed. Oh, I fucking drink Guinness, man. I said, well, I drink Guinness too. Oh, look, 3 Guinnesses and 3 whiskies for the lads, the barman. Big fat guys here. Righto. He's fucking pull on them all and take out the cash, their cash, on the bar. There you go. The lads all drinking. Suddenly I'm all right. Now, I said to the guys, I'm playing the Irish pub, Dwyer's, across the road tomorrow if you want to come over. Fucking right, we'll come over, man. You're all right. So they came over and I played a gig and, you know, all night I was playing and they were still fighting amongst themselves. That guy is still thinking his mates have robbed him. And I was thinking, this is sweet revenge for you bastards shooting me and every other tourist. You're trouble. Oh, he just knocked the camera over, so I nearly got to the end of the story. So anyway, the end's pretty good too. Because, you just stay there so I can finish this. So the lads came over to the Irish pub the next day, and of course I had my dinner date with Verena, and that in itself is a whole story, really, which I'll give you the short version. So that night I'd probably finished drinking with the lads about 7:15, because I had to be at her place at 7 o'clock. Might have gone on a bit longer. I remember I got there a bit late. Picked her up, and she said, I've got a friend that wants to meet you. And I thought, this better not be a bloke. We get to the pizzeria. It was actually, they made burgers, like they had Hawaiian burgers and they also had Hawaiian pizzas. We were getting a Hawaiian burger for Verena. But her friend was there. She goes, meet Sylvia. Sylvia's like, how you going? You know, like, she's got black hair, big eyes, beautiful skin. She's a 10 out of 10. And she likes me. And I'm dating Verena, but Sylvia's been watching my show and I didn't see her, I didn't notice her. And I'm like, whoa. So as it turned out, well, the short version is that I bought her pizza and her and I spent quite a bit of time together, and she even had a holiday here in New Zealand. That was another chapter of my life. Anyway, that's my story. I hope you enjoyed it. It's a long one, but it's no other way you can really tell it. It's always been the same. I've told it before and I'll tell it again. It's one that's got sweet revenge at the end of it, and in a way. The final part of it is kind of funny too, because, you know, those 3 guys were on the aeroplane when I left. They were flying to Dortmund to watch a football game rather than go back to Ireland first, and I'd done my 2 weeks and we were on the same plane. So we got down to Racklin Airport and there they are, and they're still fighting amongst each other. Like they never resolved it, and from that day one of them thought that Seamus or Tom had stolen his money, and, you know, tough luck. If you're going to shoot me, you're going to pay the bloody price. Alrighty, we'll finish up. What don't, boy, don't you try and shoot me. What don't you try, shoot me. I'll rob you blind. I'll rob you blind. I'll rob you blind. You shoot my behind. I'll rob you blind. I'll rob you blind.